My day on Stable Diffusion. So we're in the script, let's just call it E for now. That's its code name. And you're back in the Victorian times, riding in a carriage with a young lady. And there we are. Now, it kept putting the lady in the front when I wanted a view of the whole carriage, and I had to settle for that after about 10 takes. That's the best I could do. Ridiculous. This is where we're at the start of 2024. Now, this is the protagonist of the movie, and I was very happy with that shot, apart from he's supposed to have his eyes closed. So that was great, but then what is he in there? Some kind of steam engine. Same seed, same prompt. And then it turned into a woman. Ridiculous. And then, okay, it gave me a man, but he's far too old. And what's the woman doing in there? And now he looks very good, but I need your eyes closed. So we tried again. Half closed. That was quite good, but what's that horse doing in the background? Again, that similar face, I like it, but just close your eyes. Eventually, not this one. That was more like the Wild West there. Eventually, I got him to close his eyes. There, look. That was the test render, and that's the main render of 100 steps, and then we animate it. In a second. There we go. And he looks drowsy. He wakes up in London. So now I was looking for shots of them arriving in London. I was quite pleased with that one, but again, the complete mess up with who's in the carriage. Horses and carriages everywhere. None of this, what's that horse doing? None of this really makes sense. I settled on that one in the end. That's closest to it. And then it's how could we get the motion right? Because you can make it the motion very exaggerated or calm. And a lot of these things, they're the WebP outputs, and unfortunately it doesn't animate on my system. But when it starts animating, you can be sure that was the MP4 output. There we go. So it kind of zooms in. I was quite happy with this shot, apart from the horse is the wrong way around. He's supposed to be checking his watch. So at least on that one he checks his watch, but then there's, what's that, a cow behind the horse? Like that shot, but his hand's mutilated. This is where we're at in early 2024. That one I settled on, but when I rendered it at 100 steps, it turned into that with the horse. Oh, I don't know, what's the horse doing? Just all by itself. In the end, we settled on this one. Okay, too many horses, but it kind of says what it's doing, and that would be the WebP. No, that would be the test render. And then I settled on that as the full render, the 100-step render. Then we go to the WebP. Oh, that's the real thing. Now, he's supposed to meet a pretty young lady who's selling matchsticks. She's quite pretty. She's quite pretty. And look at that. They really got the Victorian people in there. Really pleased with that. I was trying to do it slightly more top down, but it overdid it there. So we went back to this. This I'm happy with. I just didn't want the girl in the foreground at this stage. And I'm beginning to give up hope. So in the end, we thought, okay, let's go with a very zoomed out shot. That is a magnificent shot. But for some reason, my early attempt to render it here at low quality, it produced fire at the top. So I did a negative prompt of fire, and we ended up with what you're about to see. That would be the WebP version, and here's the converted. That is not bad, actually. Now there she is. She's supposed to be selling matchsticks, but it actually shows her selling breadsticks. There was nothing I could seem to do about it. Plus, the clothes of the people around her started to look a bit more updated than Victorian times. Nevertheless, she looks great, and we played around. We tried to make it look right. That was the WebP test run. Again, it's getting more 20th century now all the time. And then the real thing looks like this, or what it will look like in a few seconds' time. This. Now, he was supposed to be talking to the matchstick girl, but I said, give us a close-up. But flipping, no, not that close. That's much better. So I was quite happy with that. We went with the top hat to kind of zoom it out a bit. Again, the clothes in the background is why you're seeing different variations. Just trying to get Victorian people back again. There's a Victorian lady behind him there. What that bloke's doing with the satchel behind him, whatever it is, I don't know. So that's, just, again, not quite right. And it's funny how it, excuse me, came in and out. But the motion of the man's pretty good. Now, he offers to buy her matches, not breadsticks, matchsticks, and she smiles at this. I was quite happy with that smile. Again, still trying to play with getting the right people in the background. Notice the breadsticks changed their cartons that they're in this time. Maybe they're very thick matchsticks, but she's pleased, look. She's smiling. Then, in the script, he goes to pay for it and realises that he hasn't got his wallet, stolen or lost. So I was trying to get looks of shock and everything. These are all the test renders. I was trying to get the watch in there, so I zoomed out to the shoes, but it gave him trainers or plimsolls or white shoes. In the end, we settled with this one. That's a pretty good shot. I wish he was looking at the camera. And then we started to play with the motion. Did we want it fast or slow? People walking fast or slow? Could we get him to move around a bit? But alas, no. But the motion of the people behind him, I was quite pleased at the end of the day. And the final shot is coming up in just a few seconds' time. Here we go. See, look, it's like he's breathing. So here's the full sequence then, in order. I shall shut up and let you enjoy it. That's it, and if you're enjoying these workflows, please do let me know and I'll make some more.